Hello again, we are at the end of June now, and this is an update for June, which has been rather hot, I think everyone would agree, and the amount of filming we've been doing has increased again, thankfully, but there's, I think, a real kick-on for June and July, which is really good to see, and some of the things that we've done, I mean, twice this month, we've done content creator packages, so just studio filming, which is really good, really useful. There's actually a day that I was in Dublin for, which was not work related, but the day that I was there, the studio was hired out for one of our crew. Again, really useful and a good example of the space and what it can be utilised for. As always, this is just a slight tweak with some of the shots that we've got here, as you can see how it is used for filming different types of filming. There was one interesting shoot that we did in here which involved 9 students, and we were asking them specifically on behalf of the client, which is a London agency with a local kind of element to what they were doing. And the students were between 16 and 21, and it was all questions about how they interact with AI, which from an interview production point of view is very simple, but the actual content and what was coming out of it was really interesting and something that we then started to create other ideas from with some of our other clients. We did a day 1 of 2, the second day is actually tomorrow, shoot for our new Australian client with a UK case study in London. So that is, that's a good one, and one that we think we can potentially get more UK case studies work from as well. Some of the problems that we've had this month, I think, has just been the heat, to be honest. We haven't fortunately had too many shoots that were out on location that involved that, but having your daughter's school or preschool close early 3 days last week does create its own kind of logistical problems. So that's just the reality of it. And yeah, I think what we're seeing and about to see, just as a bit of an insight point of view, is that I think Instagram have now opened up their platform to do testing for long form pieces, but also not just portrait anymore, for landscape. So if there's people doing social series or series that aren't just for website, there's a real kind of case to actually build it out on Instagram as a platform that people can watch it on. That's going to become a TV app as well, so you can watch Instagram long form pieces via your TV. Something that we're really interested in, because that is obviously what we talk about a lot with story, but having that go out there, really interesting. I think we're seeing a lot of really strong long form story pieces being put together for the World Cup, around the World Cup, fashion brands getting involved. There's a lot of really good stuff coming out, so we are enjoying seeing that. As always, over to the second set. There was it was a film I watched. So going into the home watching section, the film that I watched very, very recently over the weekend was Remarkably Bright Creatures. I hadn't heard of it before. It wasn't like one that you see plastered everywhere. It was on Netflix, and it was narrated by an octopus, which sounds bizarre. And when I was told that, I was like, okay, I can't see a link. But the piece that I liked the most about it was that how it was paced. It was really quite slow, but in a good way. It had a lot of kind of like feeling within it. It wasn't high action or things just put there for no real reason. It had a real purpose to it. And the bit that caught us off guard at the end is the twist that we actually had no prediction of seeing. It wasn't like a big, oh my God moment. It was quite heartfelt, and the pace to it matched it really well. And the whole pace of the story was really, really enjoyable. And yeah, after it, I was like, yeah, that's the type of thing that I don't just enjoy to watch, but want to create stories of, because it had a lot of connection to it. I can't remember the actors or actresses' names, but it was more about the script, the story, the pace that was really good. Shout out for June. So we had our crew event last week. There were 17 people here, been a long time planning, and the shout out is just basically to all of the crew. Not one person actually did a no-show, which was great. We had people from Devon, Gloucester, Cheltenham, across the West Midlands, Leicester. So it was a real eye-opening moment to see the people all make an effort to be here. But the shout out also goes to Gourmet Gecko, who did our food that night. We had a food truck outside the studio. The food was really, really good. He was cooking in some serious heat as well that day with the kitchen. But that that was just, it was great. The other shout out, I guess, is to us. We have had some real big recognition in June. We have won the award for Best Media Production Company through the SME Enterprise Awards, again, which is always really nice to have. But I think the one that's really struck home a little bit more is we've been asked to speak on a panel at IdeasFest, a festival that we really enjoy, went to last year, and to be on a panel for that, speaking about storytelling is great. They call it the Glastonbury for Business Festival. And then connected to that, there's the Great British Entrepreneur Awards, which we've got a shortlist for myself for the Creative Media Entrepreneur of the Year in the Midlands. That's a bit of a surreal one. That's really special to be kind of recognised for that. We won't know the outcome, but that's not till November. Doesn't really matter. I think looking at the shortlist and previous winners, there's some serious contenders there. So to have ourselves against those or kind of recognised within that world is really special. So yeah, big thanks to that. Finally, where am I? The what's next. So July is bulky at the moment. We've got a lot of not just productions, but big productions. We've got starting this week, a couple of 2-day shoots, some existing clients of the kind of international global nature, and new clients as well are in there as well. So there's, chunky stuff going on. The documentary that we've done for Macy, the making of, we still haven't released that yet. That's because there's a lot more kind of strategy and plan going around that, how we do it, when we do it, what shorts we're going to use, what's the purpose of what we're actually going to put out there. We don't want it to be wasted when it just goes out just as a one-off. So there's that. And I think it's just building on this momentum. We're looking at August. August is obviously going to slow down because of summer holidays, but where we can avoid that, we're going to look to this month essentially. So yeah, it's been a good month. Hopefully it'll cool down a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. And wishing you all the best for your next month as well. But thank you for watching.